Really beautifully done. Inspiring to see what this game has meant to so many. And now we're going to find out what this map is going to mean to about however many of us are watching it right now. Because it's time to hop in. It's time to hop into the server. It's ancient between Elevate and Boss.
So we jump in here. Birds singing away as we jump right on into round number 1. Peeping along with Dia, grouped up together, the two newest players to this roster. Not so new now, they've been here for 3 months, but they're going to jump out and try to get into the action. Freshie is going to go down to 22. He gets squished, and then again by Shane. So a 5v4 in favor of Elevate. Cryptic's going to get one back at the very least. Phone alone looking for some action. He's going to find it, but he gets a bullet to the dome. And now Shane cleans out Cryptic. 4v2 for Elevate.
Oh, they don't clear it. No, Brett! Oh, no! Oh, that's a backbreaker. Great patience from Brett. Just can't bring it in on the trigger finger. That is going to be Elevate taking the pistol. Look, that one maybe a little less wildly creative, shall we say, for Boss. Yeah. A little bit of a more straightforward attempted crunch on B main. I like the idea, but Elevate do a good job of dispatching it. So well steadied, well held from Elevate, and consequential pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, Elevate obviously are going to look really comfortable in Ancient. Even from pretty much the exact same angle, even 4, I would say. Elevate took care of business and only lost 1, maybe 2 players, if I recall. So here they go. Dare gonna jump in. Cave gonna get tossed. Cave gonna get nade tossed into it. Excuse me. Freshie and Darty, and along with Pun Alone, they're just trying to sneak down this ramp. Why not try something? It doesn't work at all, but hey, look, it's the effort that counts. 3K for Shane.
You think those USP shots are playing in Brett's head?
Cool.
I don't know that he would have been able to totally turn the tide, but, you know, obviously in your head, you're visualizing it. You're like, all right, tap 2 here as they go into Donut. Swing on the 3rd as he walks in mid. 3 kills. Boom, I've won the pistol round. You can visualize it. And then, I mean, pistol headshots sometimes, especially with their back turned. Oh, man, those betray you. It's playing in my head, John. Look at all the nades. Look at all the HEs. 5 HEs. That's a priority purchase. What are they going to do with these? In towards elbow early. No one's there for those. But here we go. B main. The ramp hits. Oh, could be good. But Darty actually didn't pin pull on his. Pwn alone will connect. So the HEs are finding impact. They're finding damage. A losing Pwn alone is going to make this retake difficult. Cryptic will keep the numbers even. Altop will force him back. Needs to wait for his teammates to get into the angle. They want to try and fight B main. Or do they just want to take it Cave? Well, they'll take it towards the ramp, and Brett will now be all on his lonesome. Teammates lost. Let's see if he can pull this off. Upgrade to the AK. The smoke he goes. Oh my goodness, the headshot! But Dia, through the smoke, will keep that dream from coming true.
Oh man, what an effort by Brett. I talked about it's kind of his time now, right? He's been playing so very well, and looking at his stats over the last month, he is the clutch performer for them, at least in terms of multi-kill rounds. 19 of them in only 13 maps of play, including 2 4Ks and an ace. Another multi-kill there, only 2 in that one, but almost able to pull off the 1v3 clutch. Fell just a bit short and Elevate take a critical one. And the 3-0 lead in their favor. Now Boss going to be stuck on the eco. It's going to be a 5-7. Make that 2 5-7s. AKs across the board, though. This is going to be a tough ask with Boss. They like to get cheeky. We already talked about it. And they're going to push 4 players down mid.
I don't mind this. Offset expectations, but Peeping, ooh, gonna keep it right to expectation. Nicely done. Without a smoke in towards elbow, you're always going to be running a massive risk. You're gambling. And Peeping shows why the house always wins. Nice 4-piece put together for Peeping as well. It's a snappy start here. And Elevate, I mean, they have just not really shown much struggle in these first 4 rounds, right? They've shrugged off much of what Boss have tried to throw at them. And now you've got tons of cash in the bank. This is the first real gun right out from Boss, without any limitations, without the FAMAS, without anything along those lines. And you've got a massive cushion to fall back on for Elevate.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Peeping and Dia, the two newest additions, are kind of doing their thing. Shane as well with 5 frags, and Peeping at the top with 9. One player we haven't really spoken about yet, but has been ridiculous in the first 4 maps of play this season, is Dare. 86 frags, 98 ADR, and 13 3-kill plus rounds. Brett's going to get the opener here. Dia trades a couple back here, and we have a 3v3 before Pwn alone gives his team the edge with the AWP, and then Freshie and Darty end it. Wow, that was fast. They just popped out around lane, found the last 2, and that was it. Talking a little bit more about Dare right there. I kind of rushed through it, but yeah, 13 3-kill plus rounds in only 4 maps played is literally insane. Just for comparison purposes, Pwn alone in 13 maps has 14 3-kill plus rounds, which is only 1 more than Dare in 4 maps. It's really, really something else.
Speaking of Dare, man nearly burns alive.
Yeah.
Trying to get on the other side of this Molotov. Taking a big risk here, and well, that's going to be a good result for the utility. They won't really know it, but look at this heavy lean right now from Boss. 4 players on the B side of the map. They're just putting all the pressure onto Pwn alone to not just hold on towards mid, but A as well. I mean, it's a good read. It's a good lean, because Elevate has 0 intentions towards the A side of the map, at least for the moment. Still just now. Ooh, do they want to pop the smoke? Do they want to brave it or just play on the fade? A re-smoke up means that's not going to be an option. But they can get closer. That one was thrown a little shallow. But trying to pressure. Well, it's forced them back out of cave. There hasn't really been any presence to actually pull this rotation. There's just 1 smoke in mid. A little bit of pressure from the elbow. And it's pulled 2 players out of this B stack.
That's
big kill.
Yeah, that's a big kill. I was surprised as well that they rotated 2 players off just because of the smoke that was thrown, but I guess they felt like something was coming through, even though it isn't. Yeah, they're coming back to B.
This is big. This is big. That 1 kill stalls them out enough. Freshie's a little bit committed, but he's still going to deliver. Nicely done. Just the walk up. The dry contact swinging out. He's got teammates to support. They're trying to dig out Freshie, but they have to commit so many resources that they're not checking Cryptic, and well, that's a problem. This is looking like a shutdown now, unless Peeping can say something else about it. 13 seconds. There's no time. The bomb's rotating. The bomb cannot... There's not enough time for that. So Dare is, in fact, just saving. Peeping, trying to get a little bit more information in there. But the full intention here was to keep this off alive into the next.
Yeah, no, there was no chance that Dare
I was looking at it, I was like, man, A's empty. Wait, there's 10 seconds. That does not work.
No, does not compute. Boss doing a great job, though, you know, on that B side. I thought for a second it could be vulnerable because we mentioned they had a couple players rotated off, but they quickly readjusted. They sent 4 players back in defense of it as soon as they realized what was going on, that there was no presence around mid, and denied pretty much anything from Elevate aside from a 2K from Peeping, and that was it. So a second round in a row, they're starting to get their rhythm a little bit, which is good to see. On the Elevate side, they still have plenty of cash. Well, I say plenty. They have enough to get a full buy-up of rifles. It will be 2 Galils in the mix, and you are missing a good chunk of utility. But we'll see if it's enough for them to get through and find a way into this W column in this round. Cryptic.
Look at this. I always get a little wary when teams leave the bomb back here by elbow. That's a nice start for Cryptic, but look at Freshie. Yeah. Freshie's the key piece here. They're gonna have to come back and challenge this, and now Freshie has shown them the error of their ways. He's got to be wondering as well, why are you coming back, right? Why are you coming back? And at this point, I think he's seen bomb. He's got full awareness, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure if he's seen it yet.
I think he has. It
It's
might
on
be
the
under
ramp,
the
right?
hill.
So
He's got the right read that they could be coming spawn. Oh, turns at the worst moment. Still 1 HP for Shane. But they have stalled this out quite a bit. And Elevate are bringing this back towards BD. That's a big miss. Had an opportunity to thin the herd. seeing the op in cave. They're already starting to float the fourth player in towards mid, which will allow them to rotate extra bodies on towards site. And they're not playing together. I mean, they don't have much to work with at this point, but what they're working with is a save.
Yeah,
Dia tries to keep the op.
He's got to get this op out of the round. Going to try 15 seconds to save. Luckily for him, Freshy's already been dealt with, because that would have been even more problematic if he's trying to save and Freshy's pressuring towards T-spawn. But he should be able to take this op out of the round. The problem is it's 3 in a row for Boss. And you're right, Mike. When you leave the bomb on the bottom of that hill, you know, towards T-spawn, it's always a risk, right? Because even if a player isn't looking for that, right? He's just pushing through from A main, which Freshy was doing. You still have to come back and get that bomb. And oftentimes you're coming back from elbow and mid to try and retrieve it. And then that player intersects you. And of course you saw what happened. Freshy gets the frag and then starts to realize, wait, why on earth was he coming back in this direction? And then I think he might see the bomb, or at least have an idea that the bomb is there, because, right, it was at the bottom of the hill, so I'm not entirely sure. Either way, look, Boss gets the round. It's well played, and Elevate are stuck onto pistols aside from the saved AWP.
I'm liking what we're seeing from Boss early on here. It's it's why I think we enjoy watching these Boss games so much. They're very proactive. Right? They're going forward. We've seen 3 different varieties of aggression here. We've seen the B main aggression. We've seen the mid aggression. We saw the A main aggression in that last round. They like to gamble. They like to hedge their bets. This round's a little more vanilla. Yeah, you do have a bit of space allowed on A, but that's just to set up a stronger mid presence. This is the 1-2-2. Bit more standard order. But it's up against an eco, so it does make sense to do that as well. Ooh, the boost up from Dia could be cheeky. Was that spotted? I think he was still shifting into position. There it is. There's the punish. Freshy didn't know. A lot's going to be on Brett here. He struck from this position once before. This time he's going to try and have Ponalone make contact. But there's the swing. There's the shot. Only one. Not good enough. Although, actually, if they get forced back in towards B, they're a little wary of how much face they've shown here. Oh, the cheeky boost. Cheeky slide. Ponalone, does he realize the op's now on the angle? Can't risk this. And actually a need to get him out of the spot. Well done. Oh, the timing on that peak. Dia was scoped in to make sure there wasn't a cave push, and he gets struck down from the ramp. Now the cleanup starting to come through. It's just going to be Shane, and Ponalone's got this red like a coloring book. But unfortunately, he's run out of crayons. Bomb's going to go down. A 1-on-2 retake. No armor on Shane makes this really tough, John.
Well, I mean, you have Cryptic and Darty coming in from the exact same angle, so they're hoping to double swing Shane and get the trade. But Shane's already tucked himself into Donut, so that's going to make it even more difficult for them to find him. I mean, look, does he have util? No, so that's going to make it problematic for him to hold on to the bomb. But he just has to get one here. He does not. So there it is. Great job. Yeah, the aim punch, of course, hurt him without having the body armor, but Cryptic will get the frag. The fusel goes to Darty, and Boss have got 4 in a row and plenty of cash to absorb the casualties into this round.
It is a good bomb plant, though. It is a good bomb plant. It was a really tough situation. You know, getting that bomb down, getting something out of it does give you a little bit more to work with. Curious to see what Boss toss in here now against this next rifle round. I'm curious. I don't know if we talked about this with Cryptic yet. We've had like 1 or 2 interview chances with him. I'm curious who he looks to as IGLing inspiration, right? Because I would say some of the stuff that we see from Boss feels heroic-esque, I would say. Cadian-esque, I guess, in terms of the calling style of that old heroic roster, where they do like to go for a lot of the leans. They do like to go for a lot of the predictive gambling. And I mean, certainly against Elevate right now, it's not that crazy to be making these reads, because Elevate have started 4B at minimum, I think, in most of these rounds. Good kill. Snav spots the next. Careful on the swing here. Smoke gonna go down, but they're gonna go through it. Pressure on. And Darty's down as well. And Elevate, they've kicked down this door so many times. And now the door is swinging back. Freshy's still here. That's the beauty of the stack. You kill 3 players in cave. You think, surely we got a path in. But no, there's just one more. Freshy, ready to swing. Ready to make it happen. With Ponalone in mid. Which way do you want to go?
You know, Freshie and Darty were that 1-2 punch for Boss back in the playoffs, along with Cryptic, right, performing out of his mind as the IGL, fragging IGL. But they went silent as of late. Last 3 months, there hasn't really been much for Freshie and Darty. So I'm hoping, at least for their sakes, that in this season they'll be able to find their form again. And you see there Freshie with a critical 2K to bring things back and make them possible. 20 seconds left on the clock. Elevate might have the plan here at B. Freshie's in a pretty good spot at the ramp.
Nice
There's
shot.
one.
Ooh, Tia fakes it, but Freshie's not buying what he's selling. Out of bullets! Out of bullets!
No.
Oh no! The molly doesn't spread, but the nade will do the trick.
Wow. Wow, what a little sequence there from Boss to secure things. Freshie manages to isolate the last player by finding a third frag on the round for himself, but then I think Freshie ran out of bullets. I'm pretty sure Dia, was it Dia the last one? Anyway, either way, the last player in Elevate thought that the frag came through and stopped firing. Wasn't running out of bullets, just stopped firing because he was convinced that the frag had happened. It didn't, and he's like, oh, wait, what the hell? So he pulls out the gun again and does manage to finish off the job, but the nade from Ponalone is perfect, and that does it. 5th round in a row for Boss. And I mean, that round isn't won without Freshie's heroics earlier on in the round either.
No, certainly not. He took them right to the precipice, and then Ponalone just hucked some nades. I do like the idea. Molly to cover half of the potential plant spots. You know the guy's so low. Nade to cover everything else. There was no getting away from that. All he had to do was force him off the plant once, and he was out of time. They're forcing this double cave setup. And once again, Elevate is going to try their hands at a full B take.
I mean, I'm guessing Boss watched some tape or something because they've been leaning B heavily pretty much every single round, but so is Elevate. So
apparently you only need to watch a few rounds of tape because they got a full quiver, but it's all with the same arrow.
Yeah.
There's the first. Oh, the trade is good, though. Uh-oh. The swing for the Tech-9 just tough to deal with, and now Boss is in trouble. Look, sometimes the same arrow will work just fine. 2-on-2. Ball needs to be planted. That's the problem. Brett, what a peek. And now Shane put on notice, just trying to get this force down to dirt. He'll be able to do so. Didn't want to run out of time this time. But he gets no further. 6 rounds secured for Boss. And this is now 6 in a row.
This feels like playoff Boss to me from ECL Season 46, right? Everyone is performing well, doing their job. There isn't really necessarily a standout player that's needed to carry the load. It's just absolutely perfect CS from them. Darty, on the other hand, is struggling a little bit, but it doesn't matter. He's had his key moments as well. And the team has 6 rounds in a row. I say perfect, I mean the last 6 rounds. The first 4, obviously, Elevate were able to read them pretty well, winning off that pistol and converting, but then Boss has been so timely aggressive at the right moments. Brett, gonna toss that Molotov. Critical one to throw at the beginning of any round of Ancient on your CT side. And then the smoke followed up. Just keeps that quick rush out to mid at bay. Ponalone, waiting, watching. He's been pretty solid when called upon. Looking to hit another op shot if anyone tries to sneak around this smoke, but as it stands, Elevate are being a little patient. Dia gets caught. Yep, thought that might happen. He was waiting, jiggling around, and the smoke faded. Ponalone capitalized. Snav's been spotted as well. Does a little bit of damage on Darty, but he has to fade away from that position because he is isolated as the lurker.
Swinging in towards the mid. That was bold from Ponalone. Didn't want to get stuck in by the nades, but he will lose his life. Has to deal with that. They threw into red room. This is going to be difficult. Cryptic coming back in to clear it out. Maybe over facing, not just holding the angle. But the trade available. Brett can't quite seal the deal. Still to even numbers. This one's feeling a little panicky. What a shot hit from Freshie. Wow. Heat turned up. But Freshie feeling cool in the kitchen. And I don't know what Darty was looking at there, but the crosshair strays at the wrong moment. And so we have a 2-on-2. Freshie is on the wrong side of the map to do anything about this. Could flashbang, and it's all going to need to be Freshie. He's got a lot of ground to cover to even get back into this clutch.
Yeah, I think Darty was just adjusting to go and take long
Saving
B.
for this last round. Not trying it, John.
Freshy's going to save. I was just talking about Darty. Yeah, he had already thought that no one was going to come out from cave at that moment, so he was thinking about going all the way around and repositioning himself and just got caught in transition. A bit of a shame. But Elevate are finally going to end this round win streak for Boss at 6 as they get their 5th on the board. It is a costly round for them, but that won't be too big of a deal because it's T-side and they got the bomb plan and 2 AKs, so they'll be fine heading into the final round of this half. Freshy saves the op, which actually is really important for Boss's economy, right? He can drop an A1S and also buy one for himself, so they should have a pretty strong buy-up after all is said and done here. Maybe Util will be a little limited, but yeah. That 6-round win streak certainly helping.
Yeah, it is. You know, I think Elevate are philosophers. Really just one philosophy, though, which is if at first you don't succeed, try again. But here comes the change-up pitch. Okay,
going, hey!
Hold on. Not only are they not doing B presence early, they're doing no B presence. There's no B presence at all. They've got nothing here. It's a full A take. Seems like it's going to be a pretty straightforward one. Brett on the angle right now. Smoke could be timely. Are there flashbangs for this? There's got to be, right? But actually, they're funneling back. Having thrown a ton of util towards A, they're shifting back in towards mid. The op's not here. Where is the op? In towards cave instead.
Huh.
Now, with the deep ramp control, this could work out. Freshy's going to have to do a lot of work here in Donut. One would imagine. They're setting up to wrap in there. But actually, having lost the A main presence, this could be a window play. I think this is all to pull them. No, surely not. They're getting no resistance. But if they get snav through, things get... No, they're going back into B. This is
I was going to say, it's going to be B.
Play. It's actually all just a fake. They threw so much util just to set up a play in towards B. Oh my goodness. Cryptic trades himself out off the MP9. Darty's under pressure here. With the A main control they've now got, they need to shift around. The problem is, can they get here in time to help out their teammates? And the answer to that is, I think, going to be a fad. No, they're bailing.
What?
Oh my goodness. They're bailing. And Freshy could have this all. Freshy could have this all. No, he's a little too late to spot them. And Brett's now lost. It's chaos on. It's pandemonium. There's 9 seconds. There's no time to spare. If that bomb got caught in mid, it was over. But it's worked. Elevate. Leaving themselves no margin for error, and none will be required. We'll be hopping back into game in just a moment here. But first, you get to look at us. So, John, tell me about this new setup. This is your new setup, right?
Yeah, it is. No, I got a
What's
new desk
different?
recently. New desk, completely new monitor arm. Not completely new, but new monitor arms. So like I don't have monitors on my desk anymore. It clears up a ton of space. It's actually really nice. I'm sure some people noticed like the camera angle is different. It actually cleared up the space so I could have a head-on camera angle instead of the one on the side, which was, you know, kind of bothering me a little bit. And I'm happy to have this new setup. And the microphone's also out of the way instead of being like hanging in front of my face. So it's perfect.
There we go. All right. All nice. Well done. Is it a? Tell us about this desk, John. Is it a sit stand?
It's a sit stand, yes. I can adjust the height and everything, so it's quite nice.
He's bringing through the technology. He's bringing through the tactics. I need to get me one of those for the sake of my spine. But in the meantime, the question is going to be who's going to stand tall using their spine in this second half. We've got a split game so far, close as close can be. What do you make of it, John?
Oh, look, I mean, I feel like it could swing either way. Boss are playing really well, better than I expected them to on Ancient, to be quite honest. I mean, getting 6 rounds on their CD side was pretty good. I would say the same for Elevate on their T side. Even though they look kind of one-dimensional at certain moments, they made a call that surprised both us and I think Boss as well by faking out the A site, then the B site, and then going back A again. I think that was based off of snav's forward positioning, and they made that call, and it was the right one. Boss going to walk into A, though. No opposition to face pretty much at all. They forced Peeping and Snav out of position, and now Elevate's on a full-on retake. They do have the kit, though.
Still time already so late before you even hit, and there's no one clearing at Temple. This could be interesting, right? Cryptic's going on a walkabout mission. Nobody's on the bomb just yet. There's going to be the tap. They need to pull this planter off. Oh, it's just being stuck. Do they realize? Well, it doesn't matter. Defuse will be on. Snav gets that one through. And it's another pistol round for Elevate.
What a recovery from Elevate. I mean, a lot of teams like to play passively on the pistol rounds on CT side, and as long as they have the defuse kit available to them, they say, look, we don't have to take those opening fights. We can just go for the full-on retake. Oftentimes, it doesn't really work out, but this time, very well played from Elevate. Even walk out with 2 players left standing. Didn't come down to a 1v1. Very nicely executed. So they take the lead again. Boss, though, they got the plant, which means rifles already for that T side. 4 Galeals more than the CT Sav. 3 A1Ss on the other side.
That pistol round did feel like a repeat of the first one in that Boss outpositioned their opponents and Elevate shot them in the head.
Yeah.
Which is the classic solution to any setup. It's actually you just kill everybody, John.
Just click faster.
Click better. I don't know why more teams don't do this. Elevate got the lean, right? They're ready for this A presence. Dare is betting on himself, but a resmoke's going to buy him a little bit more time. And I mean, the question with Boss is, at this point, you're pretty telegraphed. I think they know they got spotted in towards mid. They're going to be allowed a fair chunk of space, though. And this does want to be a split A. 3 players in defense, though. It's not bad for Elevate. Dia just has to avoid getting his head ripped immediately. 1-for-1 trade. Not bad there. And that slows Boss right down. They're all coming donut? This is interesting. Giving up the positioning. That catches Dare off guard. He did not expect them to just be walking out. Expected contact to come from CT, if anything. So this works. There is a player A main. They seem to really be wise to it. They haven't seen Peeping, but presumably they know his spot, and so they're looking for him. That's a missed smoke.
They all go back into donut?
Not a bad place to hold from, but no one's watching towards sight. A little bit distracted here. They've not got their angles covered, and now Darty with 3 HP. Good luck. Not gonna happen there. Plenty of time for this defuse. Boss getting a little bit of confusion in the comms, perhaps.
Yeah.
That one gets away from them.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I get it. It can work out. You send 4 players into donut. Just it's a very cramped space. And, well, especially if you're not covering your angles appropriately and you get a little caught up in the moment, you're not going to succeed. And, yeah, it was Elevate just kind of catching them with the perfect timing on all angles. and they get their 8th round, even though I felt like Boss had that one in the bag. And I mean, sending 4 players into Donut on a round where your team, your opponent, I can't speak, your opponent has more utility in one of the later rounds of the half, maybe not as advisable because you're just going to get naded and mollied and destroyed and then smoked off. But in this one, reading that, of course, there isn't much util into that second round going in for Elevate. They try for it and it works out really well. The thing is, they can't close. So, Elevate called a timeout, wanted to talk things over. On the other side, Boss, they do get another bomb plant, Mike, so they're going to force up again.
They're keeping this close. Double Mackies, we could see a faster play coming through here. Mac 10's more about setting up the trades in the previous, but yeah, this is looking like a faster B hit. If they don't get resistance at the ramp, you'd see them just roll through, but heavy Molotovs, heavy nadage in.
That's a fiery map.
It is indeed. Ancient classic. Now, they're full hitting in. Flashbang's good. And they will eventually work out in their favor. Bomb will be down with smokes at the choke points as well. Oh, the spam's good for 1. But it was the low HP player, so it's not a full catastrophe. Bomb now ticking away. They know that mid's clear as well. You've got Cryptic working his way through late, which means they're going to be confident that they just need to fight CT.
I feel like Peeping is going to have a good chance here. Yeah, all the util is gone. Everything's faded away, so they can charge right on forward. There's a smoke on the bomb itself. Dare is going to take a fight into KVC's 1. Doesn't realize there's a second there, though, and he will get cleaned out, but he finds one before he does. Shane finds a follow-up. 3v2 advantage. They're going to stick to the Fusel. I think they've got this. They don't got the ability to get back out there, and that is going to be it. Even gets the spam through the smoke on Peeping's side, and that will give them a 9th round. Boss, again, Mike, that's a good take, but they can't hold on.
They can't. They can't. No, not at all. I mean, a little bit unfortunate on some of those fights, but the limited weapons, right? The lack of AKs really hurting them there. They lose in the ramp fight. They don't have the spam penetration. I mean, the crosshair was off the mark, much less. But the Mac 10, not your favorite gun there for spamming through a panel. Elevate. I mean, look, by hook or by crook, again, a lot of these rounds are being called well over on the Boss side, but just not necessarily getting the critical moments, the critical kills here. This time they lose Cryptic early, but there's no one on A. A smoke for CT, and this is good. Here they go. Dia trying to play ahead of it, but that's a little too late to stop this bomb plant.
It's still
Double
a good
smoke
molly.
donut. Didn't need to throw both of those.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there on the Boss side. I think the molly's still good because it traps a player in A main, but 3 already got past it, so you're right. A little too late on that side for Dia. And now they're going to go
use
for this
another
retake.
smoke right now.
They've still got all 5. And yeah, another smoke would have helped Boss immensely.
Brett gets the first. Able to bail out? No, dead to it, but still stalling them. The Molotov actually works to section them off, and Dirty just wants to fight, catches the reload. Okay. This is looking good. This hole is looking good. Freshy and Darty, those young guns, step up. There's definitely some chaos in the comms right now, right? I think the double smoking towards Donut is a nice indicator of it. We've seen a couple of moments there for Boss where maybe things aren't as calm as they need to be, but this time they see it through. They hold off Elevate, and they get a very important round win. And this time it's before they let 4 unanswered rounds go. Just 3. Just 3.
Yeah, it's either chaos on the comms or not enough comms, right? In that type of situation where you're just going to throw a smoke and you don't say it because you figure, okay, well, they know I'm going to throw it every single time, and your teammate throws at the same time, and you just need to say those things out loud. I am throwing a smoke in Donut, so your teammate doesn't do it. Or, like you said, Mike, it's just chaos and they can't hear each other. There's too much going on. Who knows what the case may actually be. But timeout going to be called here from Elevate to talk things over. That's actually the second timeout called by Elevate. You'd think Boss would be calling them, but no. Elevate is continually trying to kind of keep composure here. I mean, Boss did just take a round off of you, but still, you've been pretty solid so far on the CT side. It is going to be likely an eco round for the Elevate side. Dare does have a lot of money, but I'm assuming he's going to drop an op for Dia in the following round, and that is indeed going to be the case. They only buy a 5.7 and a Deagle. That's it. $1,200 spent. No nades, no armor, meaning probably a stack, but I guess sort of on the B site. They got 3 players. I thought a 4th was going to lean into it, but it's just 3 kind of going aggressive out of cave, maybe. And no, now they're falling back. Interesting.
Trying to go for cheeky peeky, get something going.
Yeah.
Let's see what Peeping's got. Peeping or bust. Molotov burning, dead. Well, good. Dia smoked off. This round shouldn't really have a whole lot to it. Darty needs to avoid giving up that gun for nothing. They're hunting. I mean, this presents the opportunity for a rifle. This is what they're looking for. Darty only gets 1, so there's the rifle. Successful round if they can save this. Shane tucked in the corner, but is Brett going to think that that gun's now scampered off? Either way, this is about as good as Elevate could be hoping to get out. If they get, like, 1 more exit, phenomenal.
I mean, if Snav leans in the right direction... No, he won't. I was going to say, if he goes towards mid, he might be able to catch Brett unaware. That's just the Galil. Freshie deals the killing blow against Dia.
That was just a hold him close to the bomb. He's dead.
Yeah, that was really smart.
That was all Dia was trying to do. He knew he couldn't use that bomb. He didn't have a kit. So he gets 1 more rifle out of them. Shane saves the AK. Considering it's just USPs, not a bad result.
Not bad at all. I mean, like you said, AK out of the round. Maybe we're hoping for some more frags to come through, but still, it is a pretty decent job from them. Ended up getting a second one to the bomb, like you mentioned. And Boss, well, they still find their 8th, looking for a 9th now, and the buy-ups isn't perfect still for Elevate. They've got an MP9 in the mix, utility pretty strong, and that AK is certainly going to help things out. Cryptic eats a nade, goes down to 58 HP. Snav spamming through the smoke, perhaps looking for some visibility to see if a player crossed by. Obviously, not aware that Cryptic's already passed it. And this B site,
look at Peeping.
Gonna need to be reinforced. Yep.
Peeping's already out A main. Flanking this mid presence. Gonna have the window player here in just a moment. Whoa. They're fortunate that was only 1. Still might be enough of a backbreaker because now they need to be paranoid. Question is, can Brett have that same effect on his opponents? They're making some space here. The answer is a resounding no. Dare was ready for that. Knew they left it open, knew that was a possibility, and Brett able to deliver on the lurk. 1 kill here. Need some more, but they've got it. Okay, they're making a possibility here. Problem is, look at the health. They can't plant without getting these kills first. They just don't trust it. That HE would have done them in. Molotov, certainly. And now a 4 HP Pwn alone. He'll find 1 more. Oh, he's going to give it a look. I mean, with the op. Quick enough on the trigger. There's no chance for them to shoot back. See if he's cool hand Luke out here, or if it's a fluke. Not going to happen. We got double digits on for Elevate.
Oof, that got a little scary for Elevate, I would say. When Snav goes down without getting that trade with the MP9, yes, there's a lot of damage. It gave that window of opportunity to Boss to maybe find something. Luckily for Snav, Shane is right there to get not 1 but 2 frags, and he completely cools down that situation. And of course, all the damage that had been done prior to that really did hinder Boss from having an impact on that round. So a timeout finally here. The first one called for Boss. Down by 2 rounds, far from out of this one, and they're opting for the gamble force buy. I want to say, maybe not a gamble force buy, actually. Looking at the money, they are going to have enough for 4 players to buy up. It's just Pwn alone who is a little short-handed, which may have justified the save in that previous round, right? We saw him go for it, but if he backs off and saves the op, they have pretty much a full buy up here, as opposed to having Pwn alone stuck onto the pistol. It might not make a difference. We'll see. Smoke's tossed out. Elevate don't care. They completely charge through into mid. Molotov thrown onto the boxes there at mid, and it won't do that much damage to Dare.
It was a weird Molly smoke interaction, it felt like.
Yeah.
I think that's Molly basically got extinguished by the smoke, but also kind of didn't.
At the top, it wasn't really extinguished yet when he was walking through, so he took 7 HP of damage. Then it went out, maybe a little delayed.
Interesting. Anyway. Interesting. Dia put himself in a bit of a risky spot. They don't quite seize on it. So Dia, I think, may be getting away with one there. But this may have just been a fake intention. Try and pull presence. See what they can get. The cave kill would have been massive. Still does put Snav on notice. They can find a shot on peeping. The game is seriously afoot. That seems to be the intention. Smoking towards donut. They want to fight this into red room. Nice peek from peeping. Could call him peeking. And that was a teammate headshot, I think, onto Brett.
Might have been.
Less than ideal.
Maybe Dia doesn't get away with that positioning if Ponolin had the AWP in that situation, Mike. That's all I'm going to say. Peeping.
Hold on.
Oh, it's going to go
it's
down.
Back on.
3v3.
It's back on. Dia misses a shot. Now they know where he's at. They already had some idea, but this should be a bomb plant. Most likely, Donut players can't get here in time. Dia works his way out. They planted safe from Donut. Ooh, Freshie on the angle. Freshie taking no prisoners. Oh, Freshie taking no prisoners at all. There will be no survivors from Elevate as Freshie just keeps collecting headshots.
Okay, well, op doesn't matter. I take it back. Freshie just lighting up the scoreboard here. 21 and 12. When did he get there? Freshie is performing admirably here at the top of his game in order to secure a 9th for Boss. I mean, that round felt like it should have been over, but Boss slipped through. They make it a 3v3. They manage to plant the bomb. Dia misses his shot, so his positioning is completely known. They don't really have to challenge him because they're waiting for the rest of the players to come through, and Freshie just peeks around and finds 3. Unreal stuff. Elevate, they're going to force up. They got 3 MP9s, a 5.7, and a Deagle. That nade should do some damage. It does a lot. Snav and Shane both down to around half health. They're going to try and throw a smoke to guys off visibility for Boss here. But they have to be careful. I mean, they are super exposed. If someone decides to foray themselves, go through the smoke, it'll be trouble. I can't speak. That nade is going to do some damage against Shane, getting down to 7 HP. Almost takes him down, Mike. But yeah, this is so risky for Elevate.
Certainly is. Certainly is. They got to make a move, though. Low HP, running out of util, no kit, no big guns. They're going to stack. I don't mind it. You got to take some risks in these kind of rounds. And this time, well, it's not going to pay off. Boss, sniffing this out. Poking their noses up the ramp. Finding that there's absolutely no one here to deal with them. And so this may be a bomb plant. And this, honestly, will probably be a save from Elevate. Can't imagine they attempt this retake with what's available to them.
No. No way.
So it will indeed just be about keeping these guns up, giving themselves another round with the force buy.
Exactly. I mean, given that they were able to fight a little bit and try to push Boss back and still keep 5 alive, and they have no money, I think this is a pretty good opportunity to reset themselves and try again the next one. But Boss will indeed find double digits, tying things up at 10 to 10. Just a couple of good nades, right, into Jaguar, thrown by Boss. And it forced Snav and Shane back. They tried to challenge, continue to, I would say, overstay their welcome. And Boss decided that they didn't have to see a single player in order to win this round. Well done.
That's my favorite kind of round.
Yeah.
Plant the bomb, don't see anybody. It's the introverts Counter-Strike round. No interaction with the opposing team. Just get to do your thing on your site, clock out, head home. Not quite going to have the same thing here, I'd imagine. 3 players getting ready to push down the ramp. And it is just Darty who's going to have to deal with them. Oh, they're backing up. Okay. Interesting. 2 players pulled off A as well, in towards mid. There's a smoked donut, so they want to deal with this position from Cryptic. But the hold on window, I mean, if Cryptic's just patient with this... Oh, he hears the jump. Is that enough to bait him forward? He's hearing a lot of noise. Cryptic hasn't moved the muscle just yet. Now he's getting active. It's like, okay, they've jumped this enough. They're going to think it's fully clear.
That's perfect timing.
It really is. He knows that he just rotated in towards B. Now they can pinch this solo A player. It'd be very tough. And if they can kill Dia without needing Cryptic, Well, then the rotations are going to be difficult. Oh, timer's running out here. One found. The trade? Not quite there. Cryptic able to stay alive, and all the kills are stacking up beautifully here for Boss. They will be sliding this into the lead. The bomb is now going down, and it is just there to exist as a speed bump in their way. But this speed bump can cause some serious damage to your suspension. Freshie, though, says this thing goes all-wheel drive.
11th round found for Boss. They've got the lead again against, I shouldn't say again, is it? Yeah, it is again. Sorry. They did take a 6-4 lead in that first half. I'm trying to jog my memory a little bit here, folks, but Boss are able to get one step closer to taking Ancient, and a 1-0 lead here going to map number 2, which we don't know what it's going to be yet. We'll find out soon. That said, let's get back into the action here. Elevate do have the rifles again, which they didn't have. If you guys recall, they only had the MP9s and the pistols for 2 rounds in a row. Now the A1S has come out. Utility is a bit of a problem, a big problem, in fact. Only a flash and a smoke left, but Snav pops one through the smoke. That'll make things a little bit easier. 5v4 immediately here.
I feel really good about my 13-11 prediction here.
I don't know.
Maybe even the 16-14. I'm just saying, John.
Yeah, my 13-9 is out the window.
Well, there's a lot of plays out the window in Ancient. It's kind of one of the hallmarks of this map. Got the numbers in the right place right now for Elevate. Oh, I like the gumption from Snav to take the initiative. They're just setting up the exec. You know they're about to make something happen. Well, they do lose track of Cave, but Snav's still punishing them for it. Man advantage available. 35 seconds. There's a bit of time to work with, but the bomb plant's going to be tricky with your teammate smoked off in Cave. Do you really want to commit to this Ponalon? He wants one more kill. He wants one more kill. And at this point, Dia is ahead. So planting not going to be an option. He'll at least find one before he's claimed. 20 seconds for Cryptic to work. He has repositioned, but Dia's wise to the fact that this could have happened. There's enough time on the clock. And Dia's gonna capitalize. Great bit of rifle work there. An op can be retrieved. That's a nice gift for Dia. And we got it all knotted up.
Yeah, great hold there from Elevate. Dia with the rifle, doing the job better than Cryptic, right? Cryptic looked a little rough around the edges when he was trying to lock his crosshair onto Dia's body, and Dia was much better in the situation. So we're knotted up again, 11-11. Second timeout used by Boss. We only got 2 rounds of regulation left here, Mike. That means either one of these teams is getting a 13-11, or we're headed for some overtime. Given how tightly contested this has been, OT would be quite fitting. Like you mentioned, Dia got the op off the ground, so he's got that free upgrade for himself. Got the util as well. Not perfect for util on the Elevate side. In fact, much better for Boss, who had the money built up in their bank thanks to that little win streak they put together. So they're going to have an advantage in that regard. But I'd say mechanically, at least in this map so far, Elevate have had the edge on multiple occasions where it felt like Boss should have won strategically if they just hit the shots, and they didn't. Dare walking out into mid. Nade going to get tossed forward. Cryptic trying to close the space. Cryptic's down to 3 HP. I'm not sure what happened there. Must have been a util volley or maybe some spam. But he's in a heap of trouble HP-wise, and so is Brett now down to 53 HP.
Yeah, I think he caught some of that cave span coming through from Snav. Bit unfortunate on the first 4, right? Cubby player activates, peeping. Only able to get 1, but look at that damage on opponent alone. He's limping. Starting to look like a wounded ward here on the Boss side of the server. As Elevate look to secure map point. Still there's time to work. There's room to rumble. And the utility's getting low for Elevate. They don't have a lot left to work with. Freshie's going to clear out Donut. He's got full control of this site. He just needs his teammates to trust him and join him. He's a little wary about the Donut play. And that does mean that Dare creeps ever closer to being in position here in the temple. What kind of smoke do they have? That one misses. Uh-oh. Not where that was supposed to go. Darty gonna plant the bomb. Trust it regardless. And the Molotov will allow him a chance to punch the numbers in uncontested. Ooh, shot missed. Phone alone trying to play the slimmest of angles with his 1 HP, but he does bait in Darty, and Darty will deliver.
At 17.
That might just be enough. They barely got enough health to be one player between the lot of them. Much less the full. Now it's just Phone alone and Cryptic. The no HP Kings.
Oh, that's
makes this easier. Do they know about Cryptic? They don't know about Cryptic. He's got one. But has it pulled? The spam isn't enough. Ponalone, he's off the mark. He's off the money, but he just needs to pull it once.
No!
And he's done it.
No, he missed it. He got the defusal.
Elevate's got it. Elevate's got map point.
That could not have been closer. What a back and forth affair, given that boss, like you said, didn't even have full HP amongst 3 players combined. Still held on that long and made it a 1v1 at the end. Ponalone missing his shots. If he had charged to that smoke up millisecond earlier, he would have won the round, but instead waits a little too long, gets the frag, but it's right after the defusal comes through. That is nuts. The thing is, boss still come out better in terms of hardware here. They're going to have AKs across the board versus 3 MP9s and 2 A1Ss. Shane gets the opener. Brett gets the immediate trade, and now Cryptic's got Dare. 4v3. They need to get to OT to have a chance to come back here. Dia finds one, and Snav does as well. What a sequence. Ponalone almost clutches it on himself, and he gets it down to a 1v1. Cryptic and Dia for the map.
For the map. Can Dia seal it? Getting proactive. The bomb is down. Cryptic hitting the pause button's interesting here. Dia's coming in to clear, but actually setting up perfectly for this play. He's got the read, he's got the shot, he's got the blind side, and positioning will win it for him. Elevate. Win the first bout here. Wow, that is that's quite the animated scene pick there. Wow. But hold on, we're back into it. Elevate, man, that came right down to the wire. A last second defuse pull.